I'm standing before you to defend people for social sustainability, and we are an organization in solidarity to creating a sustainable society for all people, a society that is beyond on the current monetary-based society we live in now, and rather one that is based on common ownership by all resources, land, and means of production. I speak to you today as a fellow minority who understands the historical oppression and marginalization that has occurred in this country and internationally in history. Not just for my people, but especially for African people and their descendants. For many of the indigenous, their first introduction to the monetary system was when they were bought and sold into it, adding credence to the idea, money is the root of all evil. In the historical development of Africa, we see just how unjust of an effect money had on society. Slaves who originally had no concept of the monetary system or private property were forced to become like machines as part of the early infrastructure of this country. From slavery to serfdom, the descendants of African slaves in this country did not receive social equality. As usual, the monetary system in all its forms was more concerned with the replication of more and more money in the hands of very few bankers. Barter-based economies were the first notions of banking and monetary systems emerged. The emergent monetary system was, of course, the most extreme vulgarization of materialism, since it brought into being the notions of private ownership. With it was the first concept that individuals could become property and owned by another individual. Others may argue that it was labor which was the driving force behind the development and transition of society from resource-based economy into the barter-based and monetary-based economy. The fact of the matter is that the labor was only one side of the material basis for these developments in society. Those with power wanted to instill the idea in everyone that they only existed to acquire more material things and not knowledge. For them, it was much easier to enslave a people who believed that life was only about getting greater share of things. This was the mentality behind slavery, and when the first ships came to get the first of the slaves, they offered the promise of material things to others in exchange for selling off their fellow humans. This materialist notion and philosophy infected the African continent as groups of people were bartered into slavery. As the monetary system of this country was built, it was done so on the backs of many slaves who were never compensated for their labor. Eventually, as slavery was abolished in the U.S., many former slaves were now tied to the land as modern serfs happened. Without basic rights afforded them, they were unable to leave the lands their ancestors worked as slaves. They were tied to the land to work them, hoping to get enough money, enough monetary means to survive in the greater society. Generations later, the resource-based past of Africans was lost to them and replaced with the ideas and notions of monetary-based lifestyle. On the other hand, modern-day movements such as the Occupy Wall Street and decolonize America movement have brought to light the deficiencies in the monetary system. We also know that there is no such thing as an upstanding type of monetary system that can provide for one group of people without oppressing another group. The monetary system in any form does not have the capacity to provide for all people. It can only ever provide for one group of people while oppressing another group of people. This is the case whether we talk about the system of private property or a system of a state property that's supposedly run by workers. While some speak of redistribution of wealth, i.e. money, we speak of a redistribution of the means of production, only by ensuring a guarantee that all people have access to endeavor towards creative pursuits and greater knowledge and awareness is all social oppression abolished. We need to develop a society to give praise to social contributions by individuals rather than praising individuals who contribute nothing to society. The madness of the current society seems to reward those who absolutely nothing and contribute absolutely nothing to the greater good. What good does the Wall Street creator contribute to society? What do any of these people contribute that benefits society as a whole and raises the overall standards of living for everyone? Nothing. Yet living rooms everywhere are bombarded daily with their images and news about them. We need a holistic cure for all this personal anxiety, and the cure is a resource-based economy. Only a resource-based economy will give us 100% guarantee that no person is simultaneously. And with everyone available to us now in perfect conditions, it's possible for us to release every single member of society of the need to work. We can restore the system of common property to its rightful place in the world and to patch all the monetary system of the current age. We must beyond the bondage of science, money, poverty, and materialism towards a more saner resource-based economy. The struggle for a resource-based economy is inseparable from the struggle for human liberation, racial equality, feminism, and LGBTQI rights. I invite all of you who realize that it is money which is the root of all evil to become a volunteer with people for social sustainability. Together we can unite all